Well, hi everybody, Gary Hydrick here. Wow, here it is, the first part of November already, and the weather is absolutely gorgeous. Maybe a little bit too nice because the water temperature is just kind of hanging in there at the area lakes. It's not dropping like we like to have it drop this time of the year to increase the fishing. The fishing is usually a little bit better than it is right now. Out at Table Rock Lake, the fish are pretty scattered. We're still getting reports of some deep water fish being caught on spoons. We've been having some reports of a few topwater fish, a few spinnerbait fish. But I tell you what, honestly, it's pretty tough out there right now. We need that water temperature to drop down, get a little cooler, a little cold, then things will start happening. But I will give you the reports, what we do have. In the morning hours, the pop-hour type baits are still working, folks. You may not catch a lot of fish, they may not be big, but at least it's a little action. Start off on the points and work about halfway back into the pockets and the coves, and you may pick yourself a fish or two up on a pop-hour. Your buzz baits around the laydowns, we've had reports of decent action up there in the James River Arm around the laydowns in the morning hours. Nothing big, but some action anyway. Midday, late morning, or early, kind of a mid-morning, go to the spinnerbait, especially folks if there's a little bit of wind. If we have some wind out there on the points and back into the coves halfway, spinnerbaits, kind of a medium retrieve, speed it up sometimes, use a faster retrieve, just kind of use your spinnerbaits in a variety of speeds. That's what I'm trying to say. And we're also getting reports on square-billed crankbaits, a few fish being caught as well. This time of the year, what I like to do, folks, is get out there when things are tough and use the 1/4 ounce jig head with about a 4-inch grub. I love to grub fish on Table Rock, and when things are tough, I'll pitch that grub out off the deep water ledges, just watch it fall, and sometimes you can pick up some fish shallow, but mainly around 12, 15, 18 feet of water. The old smoke-colored grub can pay off for you. Crappie, we're still getting some reports of crappie up around the Cape Fear area and the deep water brush piles and around some of the docks. Nothing great, but a few fish are being caught. Main Lake out on Table Rock, some of the deep water docks. You know any docks that have crappie, get out there and start using, I'd recommend a 16th ounce jig, just a regular crappie jig, chartreuse in color, a chartreuse tail. Pitch that out in about 4-pound test around these docks and let it fall. Watch your line. You could catch yourself some nice crappie this next few days with this beautiful weather. It's just kind of hit and miss on Table Rock right now. Out at Lake Taneycomo, wow, we've had some pretty good reports of rainbow trout the last few days. Other than that, we've had reports of the pink trout power worms are still working on Taneycomo. The power bait seems like pink and orange has been working, some white, and we've had reports of swimming. A white jig, like a 16th ounce jig, has been picking up a few trout. And my best thing this time of the year on Lake Taneycomo, like I said here a week or two ago, use like a 64th ounce olive green jig and tip it maybe with just a little bit of maybe a 1/2 inch of a power worm like pink. Pitch that out with light line, 2 or 4 pound test. Watch that, especially when they're not running any current. Watch that line go down. Man, you can catch some nice trout by using this. It's like a 64th ounce olive green or a brown jig, just a trout jig. Gosh, that's a lot of fun. Over at Bull Shoals Lake, we've had scattered reports, a few crappie being caught, nothing outstanding around some of the docks, around some of the brush piles. Walleye scattered. We've had some reports of spoon fishing for walleye, and people have been finding them on their locator, get down around 25, 35 feet of water, and just vertically fish that white spoon. That could pay off for you. Bass fishing, like Table Rock, that water temperature is really not cool enough. They're kind of scattered, not a lot of activity, but in the morning hours, pop-R type baits, spooks have been working a little bit, and then spinnerbait fishing, and they've been picking up some fish on plastic worms too. I understand some of the brush piles, just a Texas style plastic worm. Well, I wanted to show you this picture, this going away picture of Mike Iconelli, an old buddy of mine. He was on Table Rock about a week ago, caught himself some nice bass, and it's always good to see Mike down here in the Ozarks. Well, you know, here it is November. We're shutting down for the winter, but we're going to be back in March with all kinds of great fishing reports, because in March, you know, the crappie are moving, white bass are moving, walleye are doing some things. Bass fishing is just starting to get real good, and we got a lot of great reports coming your way. So we're taking a few weeks off, but we'll let you know when we're back in March. We sure enjoyed having you here on Fishing Chums. I want to thank my buddy Brandon back in New York for working with me. We just had a great time. Have yourself a great winter. Don't quit fishing, because winter fishing can be good. Happy outdoors, everyone. Gary Heidrich here.